close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Daniel Bailey TV. I hope you're all keeping safe and well on this Wednesday. I had to remember what day it was then. Listen, we are closing in. The clock is ticking on the transfer window. Only a few weeks left now for Arsenal to do their business. And actually, for the first time, for a long time, I'm actually sat here. Listen, I know we need to do more business, and there obviously is more that we need to do. But I'm sat here not stressing about the fact that we haven't got our signings in. Yeah, listen, I know we need to get a couple more bodies in. I know we need to strengthen that wing position, and we need to strengthen the midfield. But I'm also sat here thinking, do you know what? For the first time in a long time, we're actually prepared as we can be. You know, we've got Gabriel Jesus in, we've got Fabio Vieira in, Zinchenko in, you know, Matt Turner's obviously in. I know we need to do more. I'm not sat here saying that we don't need to do more business, but I'm actually sat here going, do you know what? It's nice actually sat here watching other teams stress out. You know, I'd rather be in our position than be in a team like Man United's position, who quite frankly are just proper struggling right now, aren't they? They're just struggling to get deals done. They're an absolute fucking mess. But us, on the other hand, I know we need to do more, and I've stressed this. But at the same time, we're prepared, you know. And I've always said this, didn't I? I said this right from the start of the season. I said we had enough to get us through these first run of games. And I do genuinely believe that we've got enough to get us through to the 1st of September. Obviously, the 1st of September is when the window closes. I think it's like 11 p.m. or something that it closes on the 1st of September. So it's getting us through, isn't it? It's getting us through till then. Do I think we'll get more bodies in? Absolutely. I really do think we'll get more bodies in. I think that we're looking at getting players out. Obviously, the most notable ones, Hector Bellerin, Maitland-Niles. Those are the two players that we need to get out. I do actually think that we will get the business we need. I do actually think we'll do a madness, and it won't be a stressful madness, but I do actually think we'll end up doing a madness. Now, one of the main topics is, are we going to get Tielemans? That's the big question. Are we going to get Yuri Tielemans? The more I think about this and the more that time passes, I actually don't think we'll get Tielemans this summer transfer window. I actually do think that we'll end up waiting to get him in January on a pre-contract. I do actually see Arsenal's position maybe leaning towards that. Me personally, I would have gone and got this deal done right at the beginning of the transfer window, because we do need another player such as Tielemans' quality. We do need to get another midfielder in, because we are a Thomas Partey or Granit Xhaka injury away from being back in calamity. So we do actually need to get another midfielder in. But with Tielemans, I just feel like that Arsenal are not prepared to pay the 32 million, which is what Leicester are asking. I feel like we are going to end up waiting until January to get him in. The problem with that is that we've got other teams sniffing around, or could start to sniff around him. You know, you look at Man United, they're looking out for a midfielder. They could suddenly decide, do you know what? We want Tielemans. Let's go and get him. So they could go in and grab him. But I don't know. Like, where do you guys stand on this Tielemans deal? Where do you guys stand? Would you just have gone and paid the money, or do you think Arsenal are playing a waiting game? The other advantage is playing a waiting game is that Leicester are in a position of struggle at the moment. You know, Leicester are in a struggling position at the moment where they need to sell players in order to bring in reinforcements. Tielemans has 1 year left on his deal. We know that Tielemans has got an agreement in place with Arsenal. Leicester, on the other hand, if Arsenal wait and we get to that transfer window where, and we're getting to that point already where it's becoming desperation time for clubs that need to do business. You know, we're not in a desperate position where we need to get players in and get players out. Yes, I know we need to do it, but when it's not desperation. Leicester, I feel at the moment they've not really done anything, so I think they're, you know, I think they've hardly done any business whatsoever. So I think they're in a position where they definitely need bodies in. Now, they could get to a point in this transfer window and go, do you know what? We'll lower our price even more, 25 million. And Arsenal could be going, do you know what? Let's wait, because it suits us better than it suits Leicester. So we could actually end up getting Tielemans for less than 20 million. Because obviously they need the bodies. So I actually do think it's a risky game, but I actually do think that it's a perfect strategy by Arsenal, because we don't, if we can pay less, we're going to pay less. And I know a lot of you in the chat will go, is that an Arsenal thing? It's not really an Arsenal thing. It's a club thing. Premier League clubs at the moment, they want to pay less for whatever reason, but there are risks to waiting. As I've said previously, Man United could come in. They're looking for a midfielder. They're just, I don't know what their strategy is at the moment, but they could come in and grab Tielemans. And do you want Tielemans? Put it in the comment section below. I will read your comments out. Do you actually want Tielemans? You know, I sort of think that you put Tielemans into this Arsenal side, and I do actually think that we could get the best out of him. He didn't look great at the weekend, but let's be honest. I think we were that good in terms of attacking wise. I don't think we gave Leicester any chance and any time on the ball. Do smash that like button if you haven't done so already. It's so important. And hit the subscribe if you are new. Like I said, I will get to your comments very, very shortly. But yeah, do you guys want Tielemans? Would you let me know what your thoughts are on the Tielemans deal? Would you take him? But yeah, other than that, guys, there's not really an awful lot else going on in terms of business. I know that a lot of you have read way too much into the story that Edu's gone to Valencia to sign a deal for Yeremy Pina, or whatever his name is. I can't even pronounce his name correctly. But other than that, there's not really a lot. It's all gone a kind of a little bit quiet in terms of Arsenal. I think at the moment they're just focusing on outgoings. They're focusing on trying to get players out the door. The obvious one, obviously, is that Tielemans deal. I don't really see us being linked to anything else. We know that Bellerin wants to go to Betis, and Arsenal are in a position where they're struggling. They're deciding whether to rip up his contract or not. They're deciding, is it worth just taking the hit? Because obviously Bellerin is still at an age where we can get some sort of a fee, but obviously he wants Betis. We know that the position in La Liga, that teams over there are struggling to get any sort of money and to afford any kind of wages. And we know that Bellerin is on high wages. Me personally, I'd just rip up his contract and go, there you go on a free. It's not ideal. It's not the perfect solution, but I just want to get this guy out the club. I've had enough of Bellerin. Bellerin is a bloody nuisance. I've had an absolute ball ache of Bellerin. I'm fed up of seeing him in an Arsenal shirt. Listen, I'm going to dive into your comments about Tielemans. Do let me know. It's not going to be an overly long show today. It's not going to be an overly long show today because it is what it is. There's not really a lot to talk about. But yeah, there's actually no comments. Okay, there's actually none of you that have commented. Okay, so I'll just carry on talking for a little bit longer. But yeah, listen, if you're new to the channel, do hit the subscribe button. If you're new to the to my content, please give me a follow on Twitter. Please like my Facebook page, although actually I don't awfully stream a lot on Facebook. Got to be honest with you, I haven't streamed a lot. There's so many bloody rules and regs to Facebook, and at the moment they take a lot of my streams down. So yeah, unfortunately, Facebook is a bit of a sore subject. But yeah, do subscribe here on YouTube. YouTube is where it's at. So if you're new, please hit that subscribe button. But yeah, it's a bit of a madness, isn't it, guys? It's actually been, for Arsenal standard, it's actually been a decent transfer window. I ain't gonna lie. I've been really, really happy with this transfer window. I know that, like I say, there's more that we need to do, but I've been relatively happy with this transfer window. I can't really lie. I've been relatively happy with the business that we've done. Do I think we'll end up doing more business? I think we'll do more. I honestly do. I think at the moment, obviously with the Premier League underway, I think the focus is on trying to get the players that we have to perform at a level. And they have been, haven't they? They have been performing at a level. You know, beating Palace, beating Leicester. You know, that's no easy feat, especially when you look at Palace. They went up to Anfield. They got a result at Anfield. Great for them. But it's a tough league, isn't it? It's a tough Premier League. So yeah, I do think I think it's going to be a case of just getting the best out of what we've got. But I do think come next week, where there's only 1 week to go, I do think we'll see more movement being done. And it's mad. This transfer window's gone really quick as well. You know, I don't feel like there's ever been a time where it's been really quiet. There's always been stuff happening. There's always been stuff happening in this window. I do feel that we're getting to the business end. And I think we're at a position where Arsenal now, they don't need to panic. They don't need to panic. And I think we're at that point where they don't need to panic. I think we're at that point where Arsenal don't need to panic because we've got a majority. We've got our main targets in, you know, that one being Gabriel Jesus. You know, Gabriel Jesus was our main target, so we don't need to rush. You know, we got him in. Obviously, Fabio Vieira. We might actually get a look at Fabio Vieira this weekend because he could be in contention to play some of that game. I don't think he'll start, but I think he'll come off the subs bench. But I will be doing a preview, guys, of that game. I will be doing a preview of the Bournemouth versus Arsenal game. I'll be dropping that probably Friday. So yeah, do look out for that. But yeah, guys, please keep hitting that like button. If you haven't done so already, please smash that like button and do get your comments in. I don't know whether it's a StreamYard issue as to why this comment's not coming through. But it could be a StreamYard issue. I know StreamYard's there's been a few issues with that. I know there's been a few issues with that, but yeah, do, if you want to, put your comments in. If you don't want to put your comments in, then what I'll do is I'll wrap this show up. I know it's been an incredibly short show, but I thought I'd come on and give you guys a bit of a transfer update. But yeah, there's not really an awful lot else to talk about. It is mainly that Tielemans deal. It is mainly waiting to see what happens on that Tielemans deal. But like I said, as the title says, the clock is ticking. What are Arsenal going to do? And it's all gone a bit quiet on the winger front. You know, with obviously Yeremy Pina. I do actually think. I don't know. I kind of think we could get better. And obviously, I've not really seen an awful lot of this guy, but I kind of think we can get better than him. But listen, we just have to wait and see. We have to wait and see what's going on. And it's going to be interesting. It certainly is going to be interesting. Listen, guys, I'm going to wrap things up, seeing as the comment section is quiet. And I've pretty much talked all I wanted to talk about. I will be back with the preview show of Bournemouth versus Arsenal. So do look out for that. That'll be Friday. I'll come on and we'll do a preview towards that, looking ahead towards that game. Then on Saturday, obviously I'm at the game, so there'll be no content on Saturday. Sunday, I'll be doing the review, same time, 6:30, straight after the second game. So tune into the review 6:30, and then on next week I'll do a couple more transfer updates. But in all honesty, if there's not a lot happening, there won't be an awful lot to talk about. So it depends what happens between now and then. But listen, guys, thank you to everybody who's tuned in. Do smash the like button, do subscribe, and I'll catch you all on Friday for the preview of Bournemouth. Come on, you Gunners.